Welcome back, once again to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. We're in the last episode, after receiving some much needed parts for Gun Build 1 from Sumio. The members of the Robotics Club were basically abducted by a group of menacing men in dark suits, being led by an individual whom I never thought I'd ever be seeing again in this venture. One Ms. Nai Tanoji, formerly of Akihabara, who despite appearances has actually come to Tanegashima Island for less nefarious reasons. Basically, long story short, she wants to help Akio fulfill her dream of building a giant robot and presenting it to the Tokyo Expo. Everything was going fine and well until Nai had the same idea that Kenichiro and Subaru had, which is basically the only way forward for the Expo was to pretty much scrap the existing framework of Gun Build 1 and start again with new and improved parts, as opposed to bits and pieces of scrap that were supplied by JAXA to Misaki when she was in the middle of constructing Gun Build 1. And it is for that reason that Akio ultimately turned down Nai's offer, because in spite of everything that's happened, with all the changes that have gone on and the paths that have parted throughout the years, Akio doesn't want to give up on the dream that Misaki started 9 years ago. And so the Robotics Club members departed, leaving Nai and Kenichiro alone in the conference room. After the children leave the press conference room, it's engulfed in a quiet stillness. I sit down in a chair and let out a small sigh. It's been more than 7 years since I, Kenichiro Tsunomiya, became the chief of the Tanegashima Space Center. When we launched rockets, this room was always filled to the brim with project staff, as well as reporters before and after each launch. But of course that was then. There's a press room on the floor below, and the media would set up cameras on the roof, looking to record the launch. But such hustle and bustle is already 4 years behind us. 4 years, huh? This room in the Takesaki Observatory hasn't been used in years. Today was the first time it was in who knows how long. The facility hasn't been closed or shrunk. It might be used again one day, so the higher-ups want it maintained. In other words, while I may have the grand title of chief, I'm basically a glorified caretaker, which obviously Kenichiro tried to explain to Akio in their previous meeting.
いつかまたか。
To no avail. I wonder if we'll ever see the day when we'll get to launch rockets here again.
瀬宮所長
Hello again, Nai. Tenoji-kun has returned.
あの子たちバスで帰りました
Yeah, they're gone.
そうですか。いや、まさか娘が拒否するとは僕も思っていなくてね。なんだか申し訳ない。
I bow my head, but Tenoji-kun shrinks back.
いえそんな頭を上げてください確かに拒否されるのは私も予想外でしたけど 私は所長を利用させてもらっている身ですから。
利用だなんて。
I should certainly hope
だ
not.
ったら便乗かな。調布での所長のお話、とても感動しました。ここを学生の巨大ロボット作りに使わせてあげたいって。
いやー
At the start of this month, when my daughter Akio requested use of TNSC's facilities to assemble her robot, I had no choice but to say no. But hey, I'm a father. I want to support my daughter and her dream. And you would have done the same with Misaki, in fact, I know that. I just so happened to have a business trip to Chofu, so I tried consulting with the top brass while I was there. That's probably what Tanoji-kun is talking about, and I'm surprised that they actually listened.
私ももともと二足歩行ロボットへの支援事業はやってみたいと思っていたので、すぐさま話に乗らせてもらいました。
Tanoji-kun smiles playfully and sticks out her tongue a little.
所長の協力がなければこんなに早く好判断は出なかったと思います。
I'm surprised as well.
いやー、天王寺君がいなければ承認さえ下りなかっただろうけどね。私が話した時には上も渋っていたのに、わずか数日であそこまで心変わりするとは。
Despite the small scale of the support work, I've never seen anything get approved this quickly and smoothly.
天王寺君が魔法でも使ったのかと思ったよ。
In the last episode, I hinted at the fact that Nai Tanuji has, quote-unquote, connections.
ちょっとした交渉術ですよ。そんな大したものじゃないです。
Right, of course.
これでも媚びの売り方は心得ていますので。
I think there's more to it than that, Nai Tanuji. If I remember correctly, Tanoji-kun is only 20, what an exceptional young lady. I'm honestly impressed. In some ways, she reminds me of Misaki when she was younger.
でも所長、いいんですか？言わなくて。
There's something Kenichiro is not mentioning.
娘さん、アキホちゃんに教えればいいのに、今回の支援事業は実は所長が言い出しっぺだって。
Ah, so that's it. He didn't want Akio to know that his original proposal had been rejected.
いやー、いざ面と向かうときっと照れてしまうからね。
Maybe, but I think she would have had a much higher opinion of you.
それに天王寺君の方が娘たちとは年も近いから話も合うだろう。
Because that went so well the first time around, didn't it? I'm just an old geezer inching closer to retirement. I'm way past my prime to be talking to youngsters about dreams and the like.
私、今回の支援事業が将来もっともっと拡大していけばいいなって思ってるんですよ。私たちの広げた輪によって日本中の学生さんたちが連携を取れれば、若い人たちの科学技術の促進にもつながりますから。
A very admirable ambition if ever there was one there, Nai Tanuji.
やっぱりなんだかんだで日本の若い人にはロボットが好きな人多いですし。
There wouldn't be much of a robot boom if there wasn't.
若い人だけじゃないよ。我々のようなおじさんにもロボットが好きな人はたくさんいる。
Indeed, as Doc Fujita can attest.
むしろ思い入れは年配の皆さんの方が強いかもですね。
何しろ昔は週に2、3本はロボットアニメが放映されていたから。
羨ましい時代だな。現実の日本でも巨大ロボットが日常風景に溶け込んでいるような時代がいつか来るといいですね。
How very much alike Nai and Akio are.
災害救助とか土木作業とか、そういう場面で当たり前のように巨大二足歩行ロボが使われるようになるかもしれないって想像したら。
ロマンだね。
ですね。
And it'll likely feed back into space development as well. Robots could be actively used for interstellar exploration. That's why this work isn't worthless to JAXA.
とりあえず私、さっき断られちゃいましたけど、もう少しだけアプローチしてみます。ここで帰ったらはるばる種子島まで出張してきた意味もなくなっちゃいますし。それと今日来たばっかりなので、もうちょっとこの島のこと知りたいというのもあったり。もちろん一番は所長のためにもロボ部の子たちの力になることですよ。
いや
I'm getting more and more embarrassed talking to Tanoji-kun. She's younger than Misaki, but older than Akio. In other words, it kind of feels like I'm talking to my daughters. They've been cold to me these days, so it's kind of embarrassing when she so openly wants to keep talking to me.
そうだ、私荷物が寮に届いたか見に行ってこなくちゃ。寮ってどんなところかな。実は一人暮らし初めてなんですよ。所長、ちょっと行ってきますね。
はいはい、行ってらっしゃい。
From start to finish, Tanoji-kun is all smiles as she exits the room. After seeing her off, I sit down in the center seat of the empty room. Misaki, huh? I think about my disobedient daughter who hasn't come home or even contacted us for over 6 years now. When she was a high schooler, much like Tanoji-kun, she'd innocently tell me all about her dreams.
お父さん、私ね、学校でロボット研究同好会を作ったのよ。
へえ、それはまた大胆なことをするね。
今はまだ同好会だけど、将来部に昇格して巨大ロボットを作りたいなって思ってるの。
高校の部活で巨大ロボットを？
そう、お金をかけて作るよりハリボテっぽくなってもいいから、とにかく自分たちで作ってみたいなって。と言ってもまだ同好会は私一人しかいないんだけど、それに私が高校にいられる3年の間に作れるかどうか。
And yet you gave it a shot, Misaki Sonomiya.
だけどやらないよりやれっていう気がして。
Indeed.
美咲らしいね。
何それ、元はといえばお父さんのせいなの？
僕の？なんで？
自覚がないとは思わなかったわ。お父さんが私や秋にすり込んだんでしょ。 ロボットアニメは素晴らしいものだって小さい頃からずっと。
Ah, so Kenichiro got the mecha anime bug.
僕はただ自分の好きなものを娘のお前たちにも知ってほしかっただけなんだけど。
Interesting. So Akio wanted to make Misaki's dream come true. But yet in turn, it was Misaki who was trying to make her father's dream come true.
おかげで私とアキはロボットアニメが大好きな男の子みたいな姉妹になってしまいましたとさ。お父さん、本当は私たちが男の子だったらよかったって思ったことない？
いや、ないよ。一度もね。
じゃあ、さらに弟を作ろうと思ったことは？
親をからかうもんじゃないよ。
でもお父さんには感謝してるのよ。私ロボットを作るっていう自分の夢かなり気に入ってるから。お父さんも若い頃はロボットを作りたかった？
ああ、そうだね。ガンバムが放映されていた頃かな。プラモデルを組み立てたりもしていたけれどね。やはり本物を作ってみたかった。当時の男の子なら誰でも一度は思ったんじゃないかな。
だからその夢私が現実にしちゃおうかなって思って。21世紀も10年が過ぎて今ならちょっと工夫すれば案外作れちゃいそうだから。
Such determination.
ちなみに JAXA でいらなくなったパーツをタダで譲ってもらうみたいなことできる？
わざわざこんな場所まで僕を呼び出して話したのはそれが目的かい？
そういうこと。工夫はできるだけ多く取り入れないとね。
どうだろうな。所長とも話してみるよ。
やった。
So that's how it was. I recall being surprised as I watched Misaki happily but humbly thrust her fist into the air. Misaki wasn't the kind of kid who did things like that. It was reserved for Akio, her little sister. That's why I...
どこまで本気なんだい？
I just had to know. Misaki responded like it was the most natural thing in the world.
最初から最後までずっと本気よ。期待しててお父さん。3年じゃ無理だったとしても種はまけると思うから。いつかきっとできるわ。史上初高校生による自家製巨大ロボットがね。何日新聞一面トップは間違いなしよ。
ああ、楽しみにしておくよ。
After that fateful day, Misaki put her everything into building that robot. Hmm. 9 years have passed since then. The Churo Tanegashima High Robotics Club has inherited Misaki's work, and now Akio is the president. I never thought that a support proposal for Akio's club would ever come this close to becoming a reality. But then again, there's that lingering question. What prompted Misaki to go to EXCO and leave her dream behind?
本当にあの時 種はまかれていたんだな。
My daughter is quite the eye. Now if only she could visit her family at least once a year, I'd have no complaints about my amazing daughter. But things aren't that simple anymore.
あんなのただのガラクタよ。もうどうでもよくなってしまった。
She turned her back
ごめんね、お父さん。
on that dream. What changed? I think back on what Misaki suddenly said to me just before leaving the island. What was going through her head? Even now I still don't know why she left, but
美咲、お前のまいた種は今、確かに芽吹いているよ。
hold on a second. I'm making it sound like Misaki's dead or something. Or something. I can't help but laugh bitterly. Apparently the typhoon is getting close. Well, that's not good. Also, we're back with Kaito on top of the community center.
なんで俺はここにいるんだろうな。
お兄ちゃん、台風が来てますよ。
Yeah, I think we can see that there, Irie.
知ってるよ。
The whole getting abducted by Night Emoji thing has left a bad taste in my mouth. But really, it was what happened just before that stuck with me. The riots in America caused by the solar storm. Followed by everyone's Pokecoms playing Kagome Kagome simultaneously. And then hearing a fax machine-like noise after answering. The same tone that Town Hall is sending up to space. What the hell was that? Well, it's a good thing we can speak to somebody who might know the answer to that question.
アイリちゃんさ、カゴメカゴメの電話について何か覚えある？
カゴメカゴメ、歌ですよね。有名です。アイリも知ってます。
Hence why we're asking.
歌なら誰だって知ってるよ。そうじゃなくて、カゴメカゴメの着信音の電話。
I can't tell if she really doesn't know or if she's messing with me. Wait, Irie is an AI, which means you can't do that sort of thing, right? Can't help you with that one,
ゲジ
Kaito.
ネーなら知ってるのか
I attempt to summon her.
アクセスを確認しました。
We meet again.
ゲジネーモードに移行します。
Sorry, Irie, but we need answers. I sure have gotten used to this transformation.
な。カゴメカゴメの電話について何か知ってる？
日本全国で同時多発的に発生したようです。全国といっても全地域というわけではなく、北は北海道から南は種子島までの一部地域にて発生という表現が正しいです。
So you are aware of it. The question now is, why?
具体的には北海道札幌市、秋田県大館市、 福島県喜多方市、東京23区、神奈川県東部全域、山梨県大月市、富山県氷見市、愛知県岡崎市。
Yeah, there's no need to go on a long tangent.
もういいよ。
It felt like she was about to go on forever, so I cut her short.
なお、沖縄や四国については発生の報告は今のところありません。
So it hasn't happened in Okinawa or Shikoku.
それ以上は現時点ではゲジネーは把握していません。単に情報を収集しているだけですので、詳細な分析は行っていません。
So she doesn't know about the transmission.
あ、そう。
I wish she'd just told that, I wish she'd have just have, God damn it. I wish she'd have just told me that at the beginning. Sister Centipede seems like she'd be more reliable, but she's actually pretty useless. Well, if she doesn't have information, she doesn't have information. I entered the town hall building.
君島レポートってナンバー2とか3はあるの？
The report I found, number 1, is still here. When I open up IIUO, I can see the power mark indicating its presence.
ここにあるのってナンバー1だよね。ナンバー1があるならナンバー2もあるんじゃない？
Logically speaking, that would be correct. I shoot Sister Centipede a leading question.
はい、君島レポートはナンバー7まで存在します。
7 in total, huh? Well, that was easy. Indeed it was. 7 of those things, It's more than I expected.
それはどこに？日本中に隠されてるわけ？
いいえ、すべてこの島の中に。
So they're all on Tanegashima in different locations on this island. Well, I guess if Ko Kimijima really lived here, it wouldn't be all that strange. It also means he was murdered on this place. Or in this place, or whatever. Hell, it works out for me.
詳しい場所について教えてよ。
It's starting to creep me out that the contents of report number 1 are actually playing out. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But I really wish I could have stayed ignorant about all this. But you can't, Kaito. We're past that point. But that's a moot point now. Indeed it is. I'm aware of it, which means I can't help but think about it. If I find and read all of Ko Kimijima's theories and they actually turn out to be true, it's not like I can do anything. Maybe not by yourself. But I figure if the reports really are on this island, I might as well look for them. Pretty aggressive for me, right? Especially considering I only ever give a damn about fighting games.
君島レポートは巧妙に隠蔽されています。
Yeah, they can only be accessed through the IIUO app.
この前ここで見つけたものはちっとも巧妙に隠されてなかったけど。
Well, if you didn't have IIUO, you'd never even know it was there.
それについてあなたの指摘を認め、ゲジネーの発言を訂正します。愛理、 およびゲジネーは君島レポートが隠蔽されているすべての場所については把握していません。
Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion that would be the case.
一部なら把握してる？
Some is better than none.
はい。君島レポートナンバー2はこの宇宙が丘公園近辺にあるとデータベースには記録されています。
Well, that's certainly convenient.
ただ、肝心の君島レポートの AR アノテーションについて細かい設置場所をアイリおよびゲジネともに把握していません。
Well, the fact that it appears as an annotation is a clue unto itself.
また、たとえその設置場所にヤシオさんが偶然到達できたとしても、現在の状況ではイルオに AR アノテーションは表示されない可能性があります。
Now that, of course, is more like it.
表示されない？見えないってこと？
Yeah, that is a textbook definition of hidden.
各君島レポートには可視化するためのフラグが存在します。
And I doubt that the hidden hand password would be able to retrieve all of them.
なお、レポートナンバー1についてだけは例外であり、あらかじめ AR アノテーションが表示されていました。ですが、ナンバー2以降はそうではありません。
So we'll need to be very careful in finding them. So the hidden hand password won't work on them.
なんでわかる？
アイリおよびゲジネーのデータベースにそう記述されています。
I wonder if we can access said database. I mean, we already are, but got it. That means that by the time Irie was created, the Kimijima reports were already intended to have been hidden.
待った。君島こうっていつ死んだんだっけ？
She did say he was murdered.
2010年です。
その時点でイルオってあったの？
アルファ版が開発されていました。
That was when IIUO was first being worked on.
アイリが誕生した2008年12月にはすでにマスターの手によってイルオアルファ版のテストが始まっています。
So, he'd been hiding Kimijima reports since the alpha version.
で、可視化するためのフラグがあるって言った？何なのそれ？
レポートナンバー2のフラグをダウンロードします。
Well, be good to know what those flags are.
ダウンロードは正常に完了しました。レポートナンバー2のフラグをヤシオさんのイルオに表示します。
Unlock requirements. Number 1. Have already discovered Kimijima report number 1 and have made contact with Irie at least once. That's been fulfilled. Number 2. Press the green switch located beneath the Minamitame Tane Community Center radar dome and press it again an hour later. Number 3. Activate less than 30 seconds on time attack at the Uchugaoka Park go-kart course and report and sign your time via IUO geotag. Number 4. On the fighting game app Golden Wolf Fighter 4 arcade mode, get an SSS score and post it on the online leaderboards.
なんだこれ。
Yeah. Convoluted is probably the best way to describe it.
まるでゲーム感覚じゃないか。これを全部達成しろって？
I honestly can't tell if Kimijima is messing with me or what. Of the 4 flags, the first one, Contact Irie, has already been completed. Simple enough. But the third flag is going too far into the absurd. The go-kart track in this park has been closed for over 10 years. What can I do about that? Wait. Actually, it only says that I have to report my time with the geotag. Maybe I can cheese it without a go-kart. Maybe, but that is a big maybe. The game mentioned in the 4th flag, Golden Wolf Fighter 4, was a popular 2D fighting game around 10 years ago. Get to learn a bit more about that via tips. The 4th entry in a 2D fighting game series, its slogan, "Is my wolf even golden to begin with?" famously contradicts the title. The game was first released in arcades in the early 2010s and was later ported to various other platforms, adding multiple characters that would grow to be even more popular than the original cast. The game is revered by fighting game enthusiasts. We need to get a triple S score. When I was still back in elementary school, Mizune would body me all the time. How cruel. Plus, only about 100 people worldwide were able to hit triple S rank in arcade mode. It was a completely unwinnable game. Fighting game terminology, when the opponent's skill level is far higher and it's impossible to win. Hence unwinnable. And we have to do that. Does Golden Wolf Fighter 4 have a Pokécom app? If it doesn't, there's no way it'd sync with the IRUO flag. I'll have to look into it later. If Kimijima authored these achievements, he definitely incorporated Mizune's opinions. Mizune was one of the few people who managed to hit Triple S after all.
何にせよいろいろめんどくさいな。パスワード入力よりもずっと難易度が高くなってないか？
ですが、ゲジ姉がパスワードを教えなければ、ヤシオさんは永久にレポートナンバー1のロックを解除できなかったはずです。
That's true. Although, once again, I wonder why you told us the password.
そういう意味では、むしろ難易度は大幅に低下していると考えることもできます。
By about 3%. Sure is way more tedious, though. But I'll give credit where credit is due. This at least seems kind of interesting.
でも、なんでこんな面倒な方法を？
それはマスターにしかわかりません。
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're not going to be getting answers from Ko anytime soon, on account that he's dead. Did he just want to strengthen security? Did he want to make sure that not just anyone could get the files? Or maybe at the end of the day, he didn't want anyone seeing them despite the fact that they were accusatory. He could even be doing this to filter out people without a healthy dose of curiosity and skepticism. By imposing difficult conditions, only those who remain at the very end are granted access, and if nobody's left, well, that's that. He's pretty laid back for someone claiming that the world is about to end. I step outside and look around. The sky suggests that it may rain at any moment. We are about to be hit by a typhoon. The rain clouds are moving at alarming speeds.
レーダードームってまさかあれのことだったりして。
The one that's supposed to have a green switch. There's a 10-meter tall metal tower standing behind this building. At its very top is a white dome-shaped object.
鉄塔の下部じゃなくてドームの下部ってのが嫌な予感がして仕方がないんだけど。
Them's the brakes, Kaito.
おっ！すごく揺れてるじゃないの。
And there's that fax signal, which means that the transmission is a go. Now that I'm actually climbing it, my legs are getting close to cramping up because of all the shaking. This is the opposite of safe. This tower feels like it could snap in half at any moment. Only an idiot would try climbing this thing in the middle of a storm. Well, an idiot is you. Why the hell am I doing this? Sitting around the dome-shaped object at the very top is a platform. Unfortunately, I don't have the time or presence of mind to enjoy the view from up here. I feel like I'm on a board getting tossed around by raging waves. I'd be blown away if I let go of the railing. Not to mention the fact that we'd have a pretty nasty fall. Now that I'm up here, I notice that a huge part of the tower is rusted over, probably due to the sea breeze. It doesn't look like it's being maintained very well, and yet it's still functioning. The whole thing is badly deteriorated. Am I going to be okay? Just withstand the wind. I'm only doing this for one of those damn flags. Press the green switch located beneath the old community center radar dome in Tane, and press it again an hour later. Yeah, we have to do this twice. I figured I'd get this done nice and quick before the typhoon came. Clearly I screwed it up. I underestimated the storm. To find it, I take each step carefully as I search for the green switch. The dome looks to have a diameter of about 3 meters. It's pretty damn big. Would have to be. I wonder what it's like inside. I've spent over 10 years looking innocently up at this thing. I always figured there was some sort of radar device inside of it or something. Wouldn't be much of a radar if it didn't. But if this is the EGI system Ivy was talking about, there's probably some kind of antenna in it instead. I circle around it. The strong winds are still trying to blow me off the tower, and if the rain kicks in, we're pretty much stuck here. I'm having a hard time standing still. In an effort to stay grounded, I get on all fours.
なった！緑色のスイッチ。
There we go. There's a black box located under the dome where it connects to the tower. On its surface are a red and green switch. Now don't press the red one, press the green one. I press the green switch without thinking. It lights up.
なんだ
The dome splits in two at the center and the top lid begins to open. God damn it. Okay, maybe now wasn't actually a good time to do this, Kaito.
おいおいおい何が起こってるんだよゲジレ
We should have asked that before.
不明です。
Too late now. Totally useless. I want to run away right now, but the platform is narrow. The whole thing is shaking violently, making it hard for me to move. Eventually the dome comes to a halt. Well, now it's completely exposed to the elements. As it turns out, the dome was concealing a parabolic antenna. The inner surface of the dome is relatively clean compared to its outside, not for much longer once an hour passes. So this is what's used to send that dial-up tone into outer space. I've been forced to listen to this damn thing since I started climbing. I think I'm losing my mind. Is it really okay to leave this as is? Yeah. We have to wait an hour. If we don't, we fail the flag. The dome opened because I pressed the switch. But will it close properly if I come back and press it again an hour from now?
何もせずに帰れなかった
Yeah, we're way past that point. Maybe I'm just getting impatient. Go away, Typhoon. With that hope in mind, I begin descending the tower. I was killing some time playing Golden Wolf Fighter 4 when the downpour got really bad. Or at least we're back in shelter. Of course, that radar dome is going to bear the brunt of it. I'm such an idiot. I thought I knew how scary typhoons could get, but I totally made the wrong call here. Things really fell apart because of how easily I found the Golden Wolf Fighter 4 Pokécom app. There was one after all. I was planning on giving it a go just for nostalgia's sake, but in the end, instead, I ended up going in hard. It's so insanely tough to get in Triple S rank. Before I knew it, my ego had taken over. It took me 2 hours to get back into the right mindset, and another 2 to hit Triple S. I managed to achieve the flag, but when I looked up from my screen, 4 hours had passed and it was still storming. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, that's 3 hours too long. But I'm the type of guy that can't leave a fighting game unbeaten. Needless to say, I was so enthralled by Golden Wolf Fighter 4 that I forgot to press the dome's button. The parabolic antenna at the top of the tower is still exposed.
さて困った
A big problem. I don't have an umbrella, so it would be impossible to get home without getting soaked.
愛梨は事前に警告したはずです。
Yeah, can't say that she didn't.
ああそうだね
This is what I get for stumbling along the first report in such a half-assed way. But even then I thought I could do a little better than this. But things have played out very differently.
仕方ない父さんに車で迎えに来てもらうか
If he's home, that is. If not, I'm just gonna have to get wet.
なんだ
I think we might have caused something to break. I flinch at the sudden sound of glass shattering. The strong rain and wind from outside come flowing into the room. Okay, so that wasn't us. There's a massive hole in the window, almost like someone threw a rock in here. The floor is covered in shattered glass. Sitting on top of said glass is a triangle-shaped plate. I reach down and pick it up.
これって
Not a rock. I've seen this somewhere recently.
ゲージねこれなんだと思う
She doesn't know either. Says the centipede really is useless. I inspect the plate again. I think I have an idea of what it might be.
レーダードームのプレートだ
Yeah, we fucked up. We royally fucked up. I guess it's not actually a radar. Let's not sweat the details right now. This unique shape is unmistakable.
プレートがどうしたんですか？
Well, the fact that it smashed through the window, not to mention broke off from where it's supposed to be.
飛んできたんだよ今窓ガラスをぶち破った
It's actually kind of terrifying imagining a large metal plate flying through the air. If it hit me in the head, I would have instantly died.
これプレート外れちゃって大丈夫かな
ドームのプレートが風で飛ばされてきたんですね。
Pretty much.
その場合、ドームだけではなく、アンテナ本体に破損の恐れがあります。
Yeah. Our timing sucks, Kaito. It really sucks. The tower already looked like it was ready to fall.
海風による腐食の可能性についても指摘できますが、先ほどヤシオさんがドームを開放したことで風雨に対し無防備となっているのも影響しているかと。プレートに関してはその1枚だけでなく今後も破損が連続すると思われ、
So if anyone that finds out about this, we're in deep trouble.
うわまた
Talking of which, I look down at the plate in my hands. I really can't afford to just sit here and cross my fingers hoping that nothing goes wrong. 'Cause it already has.
あのドームがぶっ壊れたらフラグはどうなる
スイッチさえ健在であればフラグを達成できる可能性は十分あります。逆に言えば鉄塔そのものが倒壊した場合などにはフラグを達成できなくなる可能性も。
In which case we can probably say goodbye to reaching report number 2, and possibly the others depending on their retrieval conditions.
君島レポートのナンバー2をスルーしてナンバー3の内容を理解することってできそう
レポートの内容を把握していないため、アイリおよびゲジネーでは判断は不可能です。
面倒だな
That it is, Kaito. It really is a complete pain. Am I gonna have to hold the tower up myself? Not only would that be impossible, it would be pointless.
ゲジネさ俺にあのアンテナを守れとでも言いたいわけそうしたいならまず勝負して俺に勝ってみてよ
That was really not the time for this, Kaito. Just the centipede doesn't fall for my threat. Her silent treatment is getting to me, so I decide to switch her back to Ivory.
ゲジネーを終了します。
Well, I think Things could be worse.
お兄ちゃん、台風が来てますよ。
Yeah, thanks for that.
知ってるよ。
あの塔、大丈夫でしょうか？
I'm gonna go with no. That's seriously the first thing out of her mouth.
俺の力じゃ何もできないって。
アンテナが壊れたら愛理のお仕事一つ減っちゃいますね。
仕事？
マスターからもらったお仕事です。一日一回ピピーブーっていう音がちゃんと出てるのを聞くこと。その後何か変わったことはないか見ること。
Which is why she's been at the tower all this time.
それが愛理が10年くらい続けてきたお仕事なんです。それがなくなっちゃうと愛理のやること一つ減っちゃいますね。
Seems like she really enjoyed monitoring that. Irie says that with a lonesome smile on her face.
やれやれ。
I wish I didn't hear any of that, but you did. We're at Akio's house. It's raining really hard. So when we return, yeah, a typhoon has made it to Tanegashima Island. As always, until next we meet.